Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing fine. This is Captain in the house again. I'm happy to be here. I hope everybody is doing great. We're still on the interesting 15 reasons why people abuse drugs. We've done quite a few so far. We've done eight. The last one I talk about is the eighth episode, which is titled The Big Man Thing. That is quite common in the United Kingdom, and I'm sure they do something similar in other countries as well. They might not call it big man thing, they might call it different thing, but they're quite the same. That the reason why the young youth abuse drugs is they see them as a big man or as a big girl. That yeah, we're the one happening, we're the one in town. So that was the last episode, which is the eighth episode, which is a big man thing. The ninth episode is quite excuse me, it's quite a very interesting one, and it's very sensitive as well. So I'll be careful with the kind of information I unleash or release out there because, like I said, I do interview some people, and there's some things that they just want me to keep passing it. So it's a very sensitive one, but I'll be very careful. But I'm only doing this for educational purpose so that people can learn. And if they find their loved ones in that situation, this piece of advice I'm giving out can be like a first stage of approach in finding solution to probably maybe someone around them that is quite young abusing drug. So what I'm saying is actually just for educational purpose only, not trying to expose anybody. I leave that for the government to handle. So today we're going to be talking about the ninth episode, which is the drug trafficker using his own product. So drug trafficker is the ninth episode. So we're going to be talking about the reasons why the drug trafficker start to abuse the drugs. You see, many drug traffickers begin by treating drug purely as a business. So as a drug trafficker, the young ones and then the one that actually grow in the business, their primary focus is I want to make money from these drugs. So they focus on the production of the drugs, they focus on the transportation and the profit they're going to make from it because the genesis of most of them that started a career, I won't call it a career honestly, as a drug trafficker is they want to make money. So they focus on that. They're being strict. But however, over time, some become users. Some of the drug traffickers become users themselves. Why? Because of the several dangerous factors surrounding the drug trade and the lifestyle. It can be very, very challenging. That, yeah, I'll be very disciplined. I'll focus on drug trafficking, but it doesn't work like that. And that's why the young youth needs to be constantly advised. They only seen the the surface picture of I want to be a drug trafficker. They're not looking deep because the other surrounding factors and the lifestyle can make things change drastically. So I'm going to start with the first reason why the drug trafficker start to abuse drug. Unfortunately, one thing the young youth forgot is there's constant exposure. You see, there's a constant exposure of the products you're selling to other people to destroy their life. You live with that product. So being around drugs daily will increase the temptation and the curiosity. If you remember in one of my episodes, I mentioned curiosity. So constant exposure to that product you're marketing to destroy people's life. You see it every day. then temptation will set in, and then curiosity. And with all this constant exposure, it makes your experimentation to be easy because what you want to experiment is just beside you. So the first reason why the drug traffickers start to abuse drugs, uh, start to take the product, is a constant exposure. Then the second reason is cope with stress. You see, the drug business is is a serious one that you have to constantly be on your toes. You see, so cope with stress, not only stress. How about the fear, the anxiety, the violence, the sleeplessness? All those things will make a drug trafficker to start to abuse drug, the stress, the fear, the anxiety, the violence. And then sometimes it could be pressure from criminal activities. The pressure, because it's a criminal activities. You have some rivals. So the pressure from them, you want to cope with that stress, and then you start to abuse, and then the drug traffickers start to abuse the drug. Another important one is the law enforcement threat, because the law enforcement, the government, they go out there every time. So how do you cope with those kind of calamity that surround you? So the second reason is to cope with so many things like anxiety, like fear, like pressure, threat from the law enforcement. So that's the two reasons. The first one I say constant exposure. The second one is to cope with different stress of their lifestyle, of the business they do. Then the third reason is greed and overconfidence. Sometimes you're thinking, okay, I know this business, that I can control the usage because I understand the drug business. But to be honest with you, addiction does not respect your status. It doesn't at all. Or maybe the money you have or your experience in the business that you think you'll be able to control the drug because you know the in and out of the business. You see, the overconfidence will start to set in, thinking you can control it. But addiction does not respect your status or your money or your experience in the business. So it's going to consume you. So that is the third reason. Greed and overconfidence is the third reason why the drug user, the drug traffickers start to abuse the drug. And another reason is trafficker, they use the drug to fit into criminal circles. So that's another reason. The traffickers, they use that drug to fit into the criminal circle. They want to be accepted. If you remember, sense of belonging is a bit similar to this one now, that the trafficker now want an acceptance, or maintain a certain image among the associates and customers. So they want a kind of acceptance into the society. So that's another reason.